families. The case involves foster care in the city of Philadelphia and whether a Catholic social services agency can be denied a contract for child placement because of its refusal to work with same-sex couples. Our Devin Dwyer went to Philadelphia for a closer look at this dispute and the children caught in the middle.
For nearly 30 years, Sharon L. Fulton has opened her Philadelphia home to dozens of the city's most vulnerable children.
I have room in my house and time in my life, and I want to make a difference.
The Catholic mother of 3 has been a foster mother to more than 40, her kids coming from families often broken by drugs and abuse.
You make them a pie, you kiss them, you tell them it's going to be all right. And that's how I do it.
In 2018, Fulton's work as a foster parent for Catholic Social Services was abruptly put on hold after the city froze its contract with the agency over its refusal to work with same-sex couples.
I was devastated. I just couldn't believe it. Catholic Social Service does wonderful work, and we have children that hurt, and we need the service.
Philadelphia, in a push to recruit more foster families, made clear that discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation was forbidden under city contracts. Deputy Mayor Cynthia Figuera, herself a Catholic, told Catholic Social Services it could no longer refuse gay and lesbian parents and continue receiving taxpayer funds.
This is a voluntary contract. We don't hold any provider to commit to having to sign if they don't want to adhere to the contract language. So to the city, it's pretty straightforward. You've entered into a contract that says very explicitly that you are to serve all and any, and that's neutrally applied to all providers.
The agency and Catholic foster parent Sharon L. Fulton sued the city, alleging they were targeted for their religious beliefs in violation of the First Amendment. Lower federal courts rejected those claims, but now the U.S. Supreme Court will decide whether the city went too far.
There had been no complaints against Catholic Social Services, and no same-sex couple had ever approached them, but if one did, they would help them to find an agency who could serve that family and help them on their foster care journey.
Of the 24 private agencies in Philadelphia's foster care network, Catholic Social Services is the only one that says it would deny applications from same-sex couples as a matter of faith.
Even because there's other organizations doesn't mean that one should be allowed to discriminate against a particular community.
Why freeze them out at a time when you have so much need?
There's LGBTQ youth in the system, and I think it sends a very strong message to them that they're supported and protected as children, but as adults their right would be discriminated against.
Caught in the middle are at-risk Philadelphia children and teens. There are currently 4,300 kids in the city's resource homes, including nearly 1,900 with foster families. About 300 children are in group facilities awaiting placement.
We have kids dying in the street every single day.
Multiple.
And you want to fight about who can foster a child? My God, let's get past that.
Retired cop Kevin Bernard and his wife Patty recently became foster parents for the first time, taking in a 5-month-old baby girl from a family with close ties to their church.
We don't really know what the outcome's going to be. We don't know if she's going to be with us for 2 years, for a year and a half, forever. We don't know what's going to happen.
What's it take to be a good foster parent?
I would say, have love and patience. There's such a need for people that have a heart to help the children to be involved in the system.
Was that a difficult?
Paige and Shannon Davis have been sharing their love with Philadelphia foster kids for 7 years, taking in 10 children and teens while raising a son of their own.
We don't call them foster kids. They're our kids. As soon as they come to our home, they're kids. They're our kids.
The Davises say having same-sex parents in the foster system is critical. Studies show LGBT young people are disproportionately in need of foster care, and that many who were removed or ran away from foster placements did so because of a caregiver's hostility toward their sexual orientation or gender identity.
We could have been that intermediate between a child transitioning into their adulthood and into their own identity and show them that it's safe. We wanted to be there for those children in order to do that. I'm not a lawyer, but I say this. Catholic Services, they signed a contract. The contract specifically states that you're going to include all type of families.
But after nearly 200 years of Catholic Social Services working with children and families in Philly, some wonder whether the move to cut ties over their beliefs on homosexuality is fair and constitutional.
Freedom is both sides. There's two sides of freedom, right? And this country was founded on religious freedom. And as such, you should be able to help where you can help and still practice your faith. And so if the church wants to help, but they can't do it in another area, then there should be somebody that can help those people also do that.
I grew up Catholic. My wife grew up Christian. We still go to church on Sundays. We take our son. We're a member, part of our Catholic community here in Philadelphia. However, everyone is entitled to their beliefs. However, this is about the children. This is not about what we do behind closed doors. So for you to add or eliminate families based on them being same-sex is eliminating a potential loving home for a child.
Yes.
With her case before the Supreme Court, Sharon L. Fulton awaits a decision at her now quiet North Philly home. The trees her foster children planted still blooming as a source of hope.
If Catholic Social Services loses the case and the city's rules are upheld, would you continue fostering with another agency?
No, I would not, because at this age and in my life, I don't want to start all over again with somebody else's rules and regulations who don't respect my religious values. And I believe in that, what I'm saying. So no, it would be difficult for me.
For ABC News Live, I'm Devin Dwyer in Philadelphia.
It is indeed all about the children. Our thanks to Devin for that. And turning now to the battle for the Senate, Amy McGrath is trying to do what 6 Democratic candidates have not been able to do for the last 36 years, defeat Mitch McConnell in Kentucky. She joins us now. Thanks so much for your time, especially during these busy last few days of the campaign.
Well, we're working very hard. People are excited.
I can imagine. So in 2016, President Trump won Kentucky by 30 points. 538 gives the president a 99 in 100 chance of winning the state again. How many Trump supporters do you need to win over in order to have a shot at beating Mitch McConnell?
Well, you know what? My message has always been, let's elect somebody who's going to put this country above their political party. And I will work with any president to do what's right for Kentucky. So, you know, there are a lot of people, no matter who they're going to vote for president, recognize that Mitch McConnell, that Senator McConnell has been there too long, that he is part of a dysfunctional system that is so partisan and so polarized and so dysfunctional that it can't even get anything done for Kentucky in the middle of a national security crisis that we have right now with COVID-19. And so that message is resonating. And, you know, it comes down to, look, you want to drain the swamp? You can't drain the swamp until you get rid of the guy that built it. And that's Mitch McConnell.
But part of being there too long, he has been able to amass a lot of power, right? So what would you say to a Kentucky resident who enjoys having the most powerful Republican in Congress representing them? Should voters give up having a top party leader from their state for a new senator who will have less influence?
Well, you know what? My fellow Kentuckians don't come up to me and say, wow, Senator McConnell's power is really working for us. You know what people care about here right now? Folks can't afford their prescription medication. They can't pay the rent. We're trying to get kids back in school, and a lot of people don't have broadband, so their kids have to go to McDonald's to do their homework. You know, we have a health care problem here in this country. We have 300,000 Kentuckians that still don't have health care, and Senator McConnell wants to take away health care from people. So it's bread and butter issues. And what I say to folks is, it's not about the power. It's how you use that power. Senator McConnell uses his power for himself, special interests, the wealthiest 1%. He does not use it for Kentucky. And in fact, we get rid of him, we can get lower prescription drug prices, we can have better health care, we can invest in us, because he's holding all of that up right now.
And Mitch McConnell has said that he considers the confirmation of Justice Amy Coney Barrett a major accomplishment that cannot be undone. If you do get to the Senate, will you back efforts from progressive Democrats to get rid of the filibuster or expand the Supreme Court?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm not interested in packing courts right now. I'm interested in unpacking the Senate, because the reason we are in the position that we are in right now is because of Senator Mitch McConnell. He has polarized and destroyed this process from the very beginning. So the first step to getting our democracy back is getting rid of him. And I will say that we have to fix this. A new generation of leaders is going to have to look at our democracy and fix it, because Senator McConnell has destroyed it. It was once the greatest deliberative body on the planet. And now it can't even get us the aid that we need in the middle of a national security crisis. And And the Supreme Court nominee that he just rammed through, it's all about health care. He couldn't take away the Affordable Care Act legislatively for a decade, so now he's trying to do it in the courts. And, you know, people are tired of this. That's why they're going to vote for change here in just a few days.
Okay, we thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate you coming on the show, Amy McGrath.
All right. Good to talk with you.
You also. And when we come back, some do it to get closer to nature, some do it to be daredevils. Meet the group swimming in the most unusual of places.